Hello, everyone. Welcome to me drawing a picture of one of my best friends. I remember leaving home from high school at 17 years old, and I ran into this person, the first person who really thought my work was really fantastic and great. And moving from my hometown, my small hometown, where art wasn't really at the top of the menu at that time, I just started trying to shop my artwork around, freelancing around Hollywood with the stars like Diana Ross and Berry Gordy. Stevie Wonder became a good friend of mine. He and I used to hang out at the Orange Julius on Sunset Boulevard. I discovered, and you know, before I went to LA, there was a friend of mine, his name was William Lee, and my mother didn't trust me leaving the house, trust me, just like parents are today, a lot of them. She didn't want me leaving the house at all. So William Lee says, Miss McDowell, your son, Ronald, has a lot of talent. He should, let me take, I'm a friend of Marvin Gaye's, and I'd like to take him to Hollywood because they just built Motown here. And I'm like, in my mind, she's not gonna let me go. Anyway, my mother said, sure, he can go, but he make sure he gets back to go to school. I'm in the 10th grade at this time. So I decided that when I graduated at 17, Mama said we could leave home if we graduated and showed her the diploma paper. So after my graduation, I decided to move to LA at 17. I was homeless, living on the streets with no money, didn't know a whole lot of people, ran into a friend of mine's father, who knew someone else that I had just ran into. And this friend of mine, father said, I'd like you to, you can be the artist for us. And he said, I just want you to meet someone. I was at a recording studio delivering a painting for Frank Wilson at this time. And Frank Wilson, over at Mo West Studios on Romaine Boulevard in North Hollywood, he said, Ron, I love your work. So I'm delivering this painting of Franco Jr. And you know, Frank was the guy who did all the Supremes records, Eddie Kendrick, some of the Temptations, Gladys Knight. He wrote a lot of songs for Diana Ross and people like that. And me coming up, if it hadn't been for the Motown sound and the people like James Brown, my brother Rudy bringing home records, because I didn't have money to buy records then, they were 99 cents. And for a teenager, that was a lot of money back in the day. So while I'm at home trying to draw all this work, I get to Hollywood, come hook or crook, and I run into this person. I wonder if you guys know who I'm talking about. This guy became my best friend and became one of the biggest stars on the planet. And he loved art. He wanted me to teach him to draw. And at the time I was so nervous and shy, I'm like, I can't teach you to draw. You're too famous. You know, I'm a big fan of yours. Although this person never believed that I was a fan of his, I immediately started working on him with different projects and stuff and helping him design different outfits for him and his group. They would do TV shows and TV specials and concerts, and they were loved by the world. I'm just hoping you guys know who this young man is that I'm doing. I had such a wonderful time with him. And the first time I went up to his house, there were these two big gates, and I was really intimidated because I never knew anybody with gates that large. And when I went to his gate, gates just opened wide for me, like going inside of a castle. And I'm like, wow, look at this. So I go inside, me, you know, from a small town, not knowing anybody. And this ended up being my best friend and my favorite and my first student I ever had, private student, was this guy right here, this young man right here. And I wonder if anyone knows who this is. Well, you know, artists don't do a lot of talking, but in this case, I'm so excited about this project. I'm having a ball drawing this guy because I knew him well. And he was such a good humanitarian and a nice person. Very nice person. Wow. I wonder if you guys know who this is. Yeah, I'm drawing now, but I'm having fun doing this. This, you know, he was so big and got so famous, and he just changed the world with his music. And he became a king of music as we know it today. King of pop. Okay. All right, you guys know who this is? This is my friend and my first student, Michael Jackson. Thank you.